Baby, I didn't plan on telling her, I swear. I wasn't ready to speak your name out loud again, not after everything I've buried so deep inside. But there was something about the way my sister looked at me last night, like she already knew. She saw right through my silence, through my pretending, through that mask I'd been wearing every single day. And when she asked, gently, "Is there someone you still miss?" my heart gave out. I couldn't keep it in anymore. I looked her in the eyes, and I finally said your name. And the second it left my mouth, I broke. I broke in ways I've hidden from the whole world. I told her everything about you, about the love that changed me, about the nights I replay your voice in my head because it's the only thing that still calms me, about how no one, and I mean no one, has ever reached into the core of me the way you did. I told her, I've tried moving on, but every time someone new gets close, it feels like a betrayal to the bond I still have with you. It's like touching someone with hands that still remember only one skin. Yours. I told her how I still walk around with pieces of you inside me. Your laugh, your quiet strength, your fire, your softness, your chaos, your calm, how you were all the things I was afraid to want, and everything I didn't know I needed. She asked me if I ever told you all this, and I just sat there, silent, because you don't even know. You don't know that you still live in every room I enter. You don't know that I wake up hoping one day the pain of losing you will finally become just a memory, but it hasn't. It's still alive. It's still loud. And last night, in that quiet kitchen, I let it pour out of me, in front of the only person who's known me longer than I've known myself. She listened. She held my hand, and then she said something that shattered me. If she still feels you the way you feel her, she's probably breaking too. And that's when I realized I had to stop hiding this, because this isn't just some heartbreak. This isn't some phase. It's a soul confession. You're not just someone I dated. You're someone I recognized, someone I remembered from somewhere far beyond this lifetime. And now, every time I try to explain who you are, words fail me. How do you explain the kind of love that doesn't die, the kind that follows you into your dreams, sits in the corner of every room, and whispers your name when no one's around? How do you explain that I still catch my breath when I hear your favorite song? That I still can't drive past your street without looking for your shadow in the window? Please tell me I'm not alone in this. Please tell me you felt something shift inside you too. Have you ever had someone ask about me and felt your chest tighten because the truth is still living inside you too? Drop a comment if your heart's ever carried a love like this. The kind you couldn't bury no matter how far you ran. Because I swear I tried. I tried to be normal. I tried to forget, but my soul never let me. It kept bringing me back to you over and over, even when I begged it not to. After I said your name, it was like something cracked open inside me that I had been holding shut for years. I didn't even realize how much I had buried, how many nights I swallowed the ache just to appear strong, how many mornings I forced myself to forget that I still longed for your good morning text, your laugh, your stubborn love. I told my sister how, even when I'm with people I feel alone, because none of them are you. I told her about the way your silence still speaks to me, louder than anyone's words, and how every time I hear something that reminds me of you, it's like getting stabbed and kissed at the same time. I told her how I've written and deleted 100 messages, how I've hovered over your name just to feel close to something real again. And I told her what scares me the most, that maybe I waited too long, that maybe the door to you has finally closed, and I don't know how to live with that. She listened without interrupting, and that was the first time I realized people might not always understand the depth of this love, but they can feel the truth behind it when I speak. Because this isn't ordinary. It never was. I told her how I used to imagine waking up next to you every day, how I had plans, quiet ones I never said out loud because they felt too sacred, too holy to share. I pictured us growing through the mess together. I saw you on my worst days, standing in the kitchen barefoot, laughing, calling me back to life. I saw you forgiving me when I failed. I saw us choosing each other even when it hurt. I told her how I've never wanted anything as bad as I wanted to build something real with you, and how losing you didn't just hurt, it changed me. And you know what she said? She said, if she's anything like the way you describe her, she probably felt all of that too, and she's probably just as afraid to admit it. And that's when I broke again, because somewhere deep in my heart, I still believe you feel it. I still believe that when you lay your head on your pillow at night, your soul still reaches for mine. And even if your world looks different now, even if you've told yourself you've moved on, there are moments, aren't there? Moments where my name rises in your mind out of nowhere. Moments when your chest tightens for no reason. Moments when someone else tries to love you, but they can't quite reach the places I did. Tell me I'm not wrong, please. Comment below if you've ever felt this kind of invisible string between two people, this ache that won't let go. Because this love isn't about ownership or possession. It's about recognition. I recognized you before I knew your name. I knew your soul before I ever touched your skin. That's what I told her. That's what I finally admitted. That I've been in love with your spirit more than your body. And that's why I could never replace you. Because your energy lives in me. You were the mirror that showed me who I could be, and also the one who loved me when I didn't love myself. And I ran so far. But I never really left. I carried you through every mile, through every regret, through every lesson. So now, I'm done pretending. I've spoken your name out loud. I've told the truth. And the silence between us feels unbearable now, because I don't know if you'll ever hear this. But if you do, if this message somehow finds you, just know I've never stopped loving you, and I never will. Have you ever loved someone so silently, so deeply, that it felt like breathing them in every time you thought of them? If yes, please, drop your story in the comments. Let others feel that they're not alone. Because maybe your words, like mine, are the very confession someone else needs to hear to finally come home. You know, after I opened up to my sister, I didn't feel lighter like people say you will. I felt exposed, vulnerable, like every wall I had spent years building just collapsed with your name. because saying it out loud made it real again. It wasn't just a memory anymore. It was you, breathing in every syllable, reminding me of what I once had and what I can't seem to let go of. I told her how I ruined it, not by accident, but by fear. I told her how I'd stand in front of the mirror and try to convince myself that I didn't love you anymore. I'd look myself in the eyes and say, "She's moved on. It's over." And every time I did that, something inside me withered, because the truth, I never believed my own lies, not once. I told her how sometimes I dream of you so vividly it feels like I've lived another life by the time I wake up. In those dreams, I don't have to explain myself. You just know. You know why I ran. You know why I stayed silent. You know why I still carry you in every version of my future. And in those dreams, you forgive me. You wrap your arms around me. And I cry, not because I'm broken, but because I'm home. Do you know what it's like to wake up from that kind of dream, only to find emptiness where you should be? That ache that lingers in the chest for hours, that longing that doesn't fade just because the morning light has returned. That's my every day, every single day. I told her you were the only one who ever looked at me like I was more than the damage I carried. You didn't try to fix me, you just stayed. You saw me, and that was enough. And maybe that's what haunts me the most. Not that I lost you, but that I lost the one person who loved me when I didn't even love myself. My sister asked me, would you take her back? And I couldn't even answer, because it's not about taking back, it's about earning back, and I don't know if I ever can. I just know that if the universe ever gave me that chance, I would never waste it again. I asked her, do you think she still thinks about me? And she said, if she loved you even half as deeply as you say you loved her, then yes. But love needs truth. It needs courage. And that hit me like a wave, because that's what I lacked. Courage. I let fear win. I let silence speak louder than my heart. I let the world convince me that being vulnerable was weak. And now, I sit in silence hoping that maybe, just maybe, you can still hear me. Please, tell me, have you ever waited for someone's message, even when you told everyone else you've moved on? Have you ever heard their name in a song, or seen their birth date somewhere random, and just froze? If yes, please comment below, because these small signs, they're not coincidences. They're reminders from the universe that the soul never forgets. And if you're here, watching this, reading these words, maybe your heart remembers too. I told her how I imagine what you're doing now. Are you laughing with someone new? Are you still guarding your heart? Are you pretending like I never happened? Or are you aching in silence just like me, scrolling through memories, wondering if I'll ever come back? I told her about the way I still wear the hoodie that smells like you, about the way certain places feel haunted because I walked through them with you once. I told her how my soul still searches for you in crowds, how every love story I hear makes me compare it to ours, and none ever feel quite as true. And when I finished talking, she didn't say much. She just hugged me, and in that moment I realized sometimes you don't need advice. You just need someone to sit with your truth. That's all I've ever wanted with you, to sit in the truth. No running, no pretending, Just us. And the truth. You know what I didn't tell her? The part I'm almost ashamed to admit. That after everything, I still talk to you. In silence. In the dark. When no one's watching. I still whisper your name into my pillow like it might carry across dimensions. Like somehow your soul will pick up the frequency and pause. Just for a moment. Wherever you are. I still sit in the passenger seat of my own car and remember the way you used to turn your face toward the window when you were trying not to cry. I remember how your fingers would twitch when you were holding something back. And I see those versions of you everywhere. In strangers, in dreams, in the aching spaces between my breaths. And sometimes it feels like you're haunting me, but not in a painful way, in a holy one, like your energy wrapped itself around my existence and refuses to let go until I make it right, until I say what I should have said a long time ago, because the truth is, I never wanted to let you go. Not really. I just didn't know how to hold something that precious when my own hands were still shaking from everything I had lost. I didn't know how to receive love that pure when all I'd known was conditional affection. And instead of healing with you, I panicked. I shut down. I distanced myself. And now, I wake up every morning wondering if you finally reached the day where you stopped waiting. If you finally told your heart he's not coming back. And God, the thought of that shatters me. There's something I've never told anyone, not even my sister. It's the memory that plays over and over again, especially on the nights when the world is too quiet. It was that one afternoon. You had your hair tied up, wearing something you probably didn't think twice about, and I was just watching you. You weren't doing anything special. You were just being you, and it hit me so hard I couldn't breathe. That's when I knew, this is the person, the one I'd crossed timelines for, the one who makes even silence feel safe. The one who sees the worst in me and still offers softness. That's the moment I should have spoken. That's the moment I should have reached for your hand and said, don't let me mess this up. But I didn't. And now, that memory is a wound I revisit like an addict, chasing the feeling of a first high that will never come again. Sometimes I wonder if you felt it too. That shift, that spiritual tug, that energetic pull that makes it impossible to forget someone, even when logic tells you to let go. Do you ever wake up with my name on your mind, like a whisper you can't quite remember? Do you ever feel me in the middle of laughter, like a shadow behind joy? Because I swear, your energy still follows me in every mirror, in every late night song, in every moment when I reach for someone else and realize it's not you. And baby, I've tried. I've tried to move on. I've dated. I've laughed. I've even kissed lips that didn't tremble with the same electricity. But nothing compares. No one undoes me like you. No one knows the language of my silences like you. No one reads the tension in my body like you did. And I think that's what real connection is. It's not always about chemistry or passion or compatibility. Sometimes it's just about feeling understood. And that's what you gave me. A mirror that didn't just reflect me. It revealed me. My sister asked me, if she showed up right now, what would you say? And I didn't even hesitate. I said, I'd drop everything. I'd fall to my knees. I'd hold her face in my hands and tell her that I'd never stop loving her, not for a single breath. that every word I left unspoken is carved into my chest, and if she gave me even 1 second, I'd recite every apology, every truth, every buried emotion until she knew, until her soul felt safe again, until she felt safe again. That's what I would do. And then she looked at me and said something that nearly broke me. Then why haven't you said it to her? And I didn't have an answer, because that's the thing about love and regret. They rarely exist in the same room without pain. And I've been too scared to knock on your door, knowing I might hear silence on the other side. But maybe, just maybe, this message finds you. Maybe you're here now, reading this, and your heart is trembling the same way mine is. And if that's the case, comment below. Let me know if this reached your soul, because I swear I'm writing this not just with my words, but with every piece of me that still believes in us. And baby, if I could go back, if I could choose again, I'd choose you. Every time. Even if it broke me. Even if it cost me everything. Because what I felt with you wasn't just love. It was remembrance. It was the recognition of a soul I've known in lifetimes before. And that kind of connection, it doesn't fade. It waits. It lingers. It lives in echoes. You know what else I told her that night? That even if you never speak to me again, I'll still love you the same. That even if you delete every trace of me, even if you never read another message, never watch another video, never even say my name again, I'll still sit in silence and send you love. Quietly, constantly, from somewhere you can't see but can always feel. I told her that you're not just a memory, you're my rhythm. You're the reason my voice shakes when I say certain songs feel like home. And the strangest part is, my sister didn't laugh. She didn't call it obsessive or silly or naive. She just nodded and said, I think she knows.